All right, y'all, we have made it. Welcome back. We are on the last video in my collection series, and it's the largest. I am going to go through my eyeshadow palette collection. Yikes. I am going to show you all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have. It's not a ranking or anything like that. I'm just going to show you what's in my collection, chat about each one for a little bit. I'll show you the inside. We're not doing any swatches or anything crazy like that. But this is going to round up my makeup collection series. If you are just now tuning in, I do have a whole playlist. It's throughout the years, but you can see the last 6 videos that we have been working our way through. We've done everything from face-based products to blushes to bronzers to highlighters to lipsticks, and now we are ending with a bang. And if you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly, and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup, so if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K-Bella fam. Why don't we go ahead and wrap up this series. Okay, here we have my eyeshadow palettes, and you can see it's a bit of a mess, so I would like to organize it a little bit today. There are some palettes that I'm going to be taking down and moving elsewhere because I feel like I just don't use them as much, or they're more like collector's editions, and so I'll talk to you about that when I get there. And then we're going to try to do some organization. So we're going to take them down and then put them back up. Okay, so these are 3 that I'm going to go ahead and put away because I don't wear them, but they're more collector's editions. So this one is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Smags got this for me years and years ago. It's the original chocolate bar. I think the quality is not what it used to be, and I just don't find myself reaching for it, but because it's like an OG YouTube, I want to keep it. I'm also keeping this one because, you know, memories, Dose of Colors, Desi X Katie Friendcation palette. I didn't love this palette. I thought the mattes were good. The shimmers weren't my favorite, but it is older and I don't reach for it, but I definitely still want to keep it for the memories. This one is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Smags got this one for me as well. I didn't love the quality of this one, and I didn't reach for it a ton. I had a lot of fallout with it, but I'm going to keep this one because I really love the travel pictures on it. I love to travel, my husband and I love to travel, and so that's why I'm going to keep this one. 2 more that I'm keeping but moving are the 2 oldest in my collection, both by Anastasia Beverly Hills. The Master Palette by Mario. Oops, lost the little plastic thing. I don't reach into this often. If I were to reach into it, it would be for that Bronx shade, but this was limited edition and you can't get it anymore. And then the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. I have hit pan on 2 of the shades, but this is just older, and again, the only shades that I were reaching for were Tempera and Vermeer, and I can mimic those in my collection elsewhere, but I want to keep this one as well. Now, this isn't a declutter video, but there are 2 palettes that I want to get rid of, one of them being the Glamlight Ice Cream Dream palette. I got this because I was looking for a pastel palette to have in my collection, and this is a beautiful pastel palette. I just didn't love the formula, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to hold on to it in case I want to dip into these shades, but I never really dip into these shades. So I think it's just time to find this one a new home. The other one that I'm going to declutter, this might be a surprise to some people. This is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette, the first one. This is a neutral palette. It's probably a neutral lover's dream, some might say. I know a lot of people really love this eyeshadow palette. I'm not going to resell it because I did get it sent to me in PR, so I'm just going to see if I can pass it on to a friend. But I don't love the shimmer shades. A lot of them are just like, I feel like these 2 are like topper type shades. This one just has a light sheen. I liked these 2, but I just don't find myself reaching into it. I really want the second one, the more rose gold one. I think I would like that one, but this one I'm going to declutter. I think I might put these in a drawer as well. I still use them and wear them, but it's my Makeup Geek collection. The bottom down here is Cleona, but the circles and the squares are Makeup Geek. The circles are their old formula, the squares are their new formula, although Makeup Geek is no longer. And then I do have this little like travel case with some more of the newer shades in there. I do have a Too Faced palette that I'm going to keep out here. It's the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice. This was their holiday collection from last year. Mine came with this shade Broken. I thought about decluttering this. These always seem like a good idea at the time, and then I never really wear them, but I decided, you know, I got rid of Gingerbread Spice. I'm gonna keep this one. I like the color story. I just need to challenge myself to use it more. The only palette that I have from Kaleidos is in collab with Angie, Club Nebula. Whoops, there you go. It's beautiful. I'm definitely going to keep this one. I don't reach into it too often because I'm not super into the color, but I think the formula is great. These shimmers are amazing, and I love Angie. I have the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered. This was actually a Christmas gift from a friend. Never even taken it out of the box. This is what it looks like. I don't super love the Huda formula, but I definitely want to try this, especially since it was a gift from a friend. I have two from Dominique Cosmetics, the Latte and Latte 2 palettes. The Latte 2 was a gift from Smags. Here it is right here. These are beautiful neutral shades with a couple pops of color. You have a mixture of cool toned and warm toned. I really love this formula. And then the Latte palette is like an OG favorite for me. I really love this macchiato shade. This is my only Nomad palette. It's the Paradise palette, the, what's it called? Paradise Islands palette. This was sent to me when I was chosen as a starfish. It's a beautiful, colorful palette, and part of why I feel okay getting rid of my Glamlight palette is because if I do want to reach into some color, I have this palette here in my collection, and the packaging is stunning. I absolutely love this one. It is Lunar Beauty Nude Prism. This is definitely a favorite for me. I think the shades are beautiful. Yes, I keep all of these plastic inserts. I think the shades are beautiful and the quality is great. Definitely holding on to my Tiny Marvels. This was in collaboration between Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson. Mel Thompson sadly passed away, but her channel is still around if you want to check it out. She has looks using these shades, but I am obsessed with this Firebutts shade, and the quality of Sydney Grace is amazing. Here's another Huda Beauty palette. I will never get rid of this one. It is the Naughty Nudes, and my husband got this for me for Christmas, so keeping this one. This packaging is stunning. It's my only Odin's Eye palette. This again was in collaboration with Angie. I mean, just look at the palette here. It is the, I think you say it Hella, the Hella palette. But there you have beautiful, beautiful colors. Here I have 5 ColourPop palettes. First I have That's Taupe. I love this one. It's definitely a great option if you are into cooler tones. If you love greens, this one's super cute. It was the collab with Star Wars, the Baby Yoda palette, the Mandalorian, the Child. Not sure what it's called, but it's great if you love greens. Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters. I think this came out 2 years ago. I love Hocus Pocus. This isn't like my absolute favorite palette of theirs, but I really like the packaging and I love Hocus Pocus, so this is definitely a fun palette to have. ColourPop's Limoncello. This color story isn't my absolute favorite, but I like to keep this around because my husband and I did go to the Amalfi Coast a few years ago, and it reminds me of that, and there are good memories. You can't get this one anymore. I threw this in with ColourPop, so actually I had 4 ColourPop. This one is BH Cosmetics, but this is the Amore in Amalfi palette. You can't get it anymore, but I do really love the color story and it's great quality. I love this one by BK Beauty. It's the True Beauty palette. If you are someone who doesn't like a bam in your face type of shimmer, you like more of a satin finish, you would really love this formula. My 2 Vive palettes, the Vive Muse and the Vive Essential palette. The Essential palette is the one that I got first. It looks like this. The Muse palette is the one that I got second. Let me move the plastic. It looks like this, and I definitely prefer the Muse over the Essential palette, but it's a great formula. I have 3 Natasha Denona palettes with one on the way, the Dream palette. By the time you see this, I will have had it in my collection, but I don't have it today as of filming. I do have the Metropolis palette, which I do not believe you can get any longer, but that's what it looks like. The Glam palette, which is great if you are a cool toned lover, and the Retro palette, which I think is super fun. I have 2 palettes from Adept Cosmetics, the Heather Austin palette, which was a collab with my friend Heather Austin. This is beautiful. The shimmers are absolutely amazing. Sorry, hopefully I'm in focus here. If you like a bam in your face shimmer, you will love this one. This one I have not used yet. By the time you will have seen this, I will have hopefully used it and have a video up on my channel, but it is the reformulated Amunet palette, the light version. I picked this up. It was the Pat McGrath collab with Bridgerton, the first one. I don't love this eyeshadow story or the color story or the formula, but because it's a collab with Bridgerton and it was expensive, I'm definitely going to keep it. I do really like that shade though. Another ABH, this is the new palette in Nouveau. I really like this one. There's the color story right there. Missed this one by Natasha Denona. It's the little mini retro palette. Smags got me this one for Christmas. It's by Charlotte Tilbury. It's like the smoky eyes to memorize. Beautiful, beautiful palette. Love it. Okay, so I have 4 Sigma palettes here. I haven't used 2 of them. A friend sent them to me. This one I have not tried yet. It's the Hazy palette by Sigma, but I think I'm gonna love this one. I also have not tried the Sigma Enchanted palette, but again, this one looks super fun. The color story looks fun. If you're into neutrals, I have the Cor de Rosa. Looks like that right there. And again, if you're into neutrals, the Sigma Ambiance palette. Now we're into minis. I have 2 Charlotte Tilbury quads right here. This one is the Rebel, I think also known as the Green Lights quad. And then this one right here is the Pillow Talk Original, and I want to get the new Pillow Talk one as well. Okay, so this I ordered off of Poshmark, and I hope it's legit. This is the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette, and you actually can't get this anymore because it's discontinued, but on Poshmark, this was listed as the Smoky Obsessions, and it was brand new, never used, never swatched. So haven't tried it yet, but I mean, it looks legit to me. Give Beauty. This one is the Danger Zone. Don't recommend, don't like this formula, but my husband got this for me when he went to New York over spring break, so definitely keeping it in my collection. Another one from Huda Beauty. This is the color story right here. Oh, maybe. Super cute and fun. This one from Dior. My husband got this for me for Christmas. It is the, I don't know the name. It's one of the backstage ones, but he got it for me because of the embossing. He said that it looked beautiful, and I actually haven't even used it yet, but it's stunning. I have this one from Pat McGrath. It was my first taste of Pat McGrath. It's the Celestial Odyssey Luxe Quad in Bronze Borealis, and this is what it looks like right here. I think it is a beautiful color story. Then I have this one from NARS. This was the Climax palette. This is going to be a great one to pull out in the fall. I really like the color story here. I had some on the floor that were elsewhere, so first up is Samantha March, Life's a Draft. I don't love the quality of these eyeshadows, but I really like the face palette. Artist Couture Supreme Nudes. Considered decluttering this one just because I'm not in love with the formula, but I'm going to try it out again this fall because it is a great fall palette, and the mattes are really nice and creamy and blendable. This one is new to me. I need to try it out, the Melt Cosmetics Brunette palette. This will be my first taste of Melt Cosmetics eyeshadows. Okay, so not all of my palettes fit up there, but that's okay. That is what we have going on. I actually have some more of those organizers, so I might try to put some on top, or I might just put some of my palettes into a drawer for now, but that is what it is looking like. That is going to be the end of my eyeshadow palette collection. It's also going to be the end of my collection series. So if you enjoyed this series, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what other videos you would like to see in the future. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.